my life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping painted for justice. Hoping. Because you gotta hold your breath for justice, girl. To see justice before all face to black. Yes, hiss, your girl can let. Anyways, I am coming through today. It is May the 5th, 2024. Cinco de Mayo. Yes. Anyway, so I'm coming through this evening because I do not want to let this topic get away from me any longer. Because I was actually supposed to do it last week. I know it was trending a couple weeks back. Like it wasn't even like it's not even fresh in trending because it was only like trending for a split second. But when I heard about it, it was last week. This is about the Amanda Seals interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay. So when I seen this, well, I seen it from a review. I watched several content creators on YouTube that review, different. They were talking about it on TikTok heavy, and they combine a bunch of the stitches and stuff like that. So I watch a lot of content creators like that. But something that stuck out. Anyways, let's I'm gonna react to a couple of parts of this interview because this interview, this the night that I watched this interview, actually, my daughter, she's almost 8. I think no, she's just about to be 8 months pregnant. So she had to go to the hospital for emergency, just to check everything out, make sure everything is cool, and everything is as it should be, right? So basically, I'm like, just let me know, I'll be there. So I'm headed to the hospital, and I was listening to this as I was headed there, and then on my way home and stuff like that. And give me a second. Print, honey. Okay. Anyway, so that it stuck out to me because Amanda Seals, when I first, okay, y'all already know she came from Gullah Island back in the day. That was the show. Not girl, what am I talking about? Gullah Island. She ain't from the. Why is that stuck in my mind? Scratch that, y'all. She is from My Brother and Me. How did that get stuck in my mind? I know how because my cousin, he said that he went to school with the boy from Gullah Island. Okay, so the thing is, back in the 90s, Nickelodeon actually recorded here in Orlando, Florida. Y'all know I'm here in Orlando, Florida, right? So the kids, even in this interview, Amanda Seals talks about going to Dr. Phillips High School and basically like just going back to school after recording, which Dr. Phillips is literally across the street from Universal Studios, right? So she was like, it was like nothing major, like people didn't treat me like I was a star and this and that. So that's why I got that, misconstrued because I remember my cousin telling me how he went to school with the boy from Gullah Island. But anyhow, that was where we were first introduced to Miss Amanda Seals. So let me play the intro to this. This is crazy here. Listen at this. Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay. The lady that's stopping by for conversation on the drink today is a multi-talented, prolific comedian, actress, writer, producer, director, TV host, syndicated radio host, author, podcaster, DJ, rapper, singer, poet, media personality, performer, commentator, content creator, all of that, industry veteran, social media star, NAACP all Image of the Award above nominee, hip-hop scholar, entrepreneur, CEO, a philanthropist, an let me put this don't disturb woman. On here. She calls herself a common sense specialist, the people's favorite truth teller or truth translator, as she prefers to call herself. She says what folks are actually thinking. Welcome to the show, Miss Amanda Seals. Oh my gosh. Did you hear all them hats that she Where it reminds me of when I used to like network. I've been networking forever, and literally on my Facebook, it still says that I am a poet, sketch artist, slash rapper, slash painter in acrylic and oil, and then slash graphic designer, slash web designer, slash, and they be like slash cosmetologist, and they like, okay, so what do you do? I'm like, I do all of these things. And this, honey, I'm recording the video. I'm not gonna lie, like literally, like could actually. My granddaughter is at this door. She wants me to come out. Yes. Who is it? Prin- Princess. Grandma me trying to do her video. I hear her talking gibberish at my door. I promise I won't be long. Oh my goodness. I might not get this done now. I'm not going to be long. I literally just started recording this. No, she talked over me last time. Remember? No, that is not going to work. Let me finish this real quick. Now, I relate to this artist so much. Like, have you ever met somebody that feels like they're a twin spirit? Like, you never really met them, but you, like, okay, like a certain artist that you listen to or that you like, or you like their art or their content and stuff, like Alicia Keys. Like, I feel like I could be a twin spirit to her. Like, girl, some of those songs that she sung, it was like she is literally like singing my life, like falling, and like a woman's worth. I'm sorry, I got mixed up. But Amanda Seals seems like a twin spirit, like someone just like myself. Me, myself, I have never met anybody just like me that is multi talented and loves so many different art forms and does well at so many different art forms, and basically a Renaissance woman, and so into just the cause of moving black people, our people ahead. Like, girl, I am so into that. I love finding out about history, about things that we as a people had to go through as the struggle. Now, but do know the struggle never ended. A lot of us think we got through the struggle in the 70s, in the 60s, and then we kind of just dropped the ball and the struggle was over. No, baby, there's another struggle. The struggle reincarnated. When they realized they couldn't bind us in that way, they found the next way to try to bind us. Like, literally, open your eyes. There's still boundaries around us. Still boundaries. And for me, y'all already know my area of boundaries I'm trying to fight. I am trying to fight for prison reform and criminal justice reform. And then I'm also trying to fight my husband's wrongful conviction and excessive sentence in Florida. Now, let me tell you, besides that, being a creative of so many sorts, like, okay, so the first time I heard about her was on My Brother and Me. She was the best friend, and she was my granddaughter. I don't know, can y'all hear her real good? I feel like you can hear her more than you can hear me. But the show was so good, and I didn't realize she said that they only had one season of it. It just felt like it was just so much. It had a big impact. I love that show. And back then, it wasn't often that you're seeing a lot of black families and characters on Nickelodeon. I grew up loving Nickelodeon. Clarissa Explains It All. I couldn't. Oh my gosh, I was so into Clarissa. But and what is that? Salute My Shorts and Hey Dude and stuff like that. But you didn't see the black characters. Like you every now and then seeing a black character. Like let's say it's the same time frame, but it wasn't from the same like company. But like Saved by the Bell, y'all know we all tried to relate to Lisa Turtle because she was like the only black girl on the set. Like, let me tell you, like the only one you seen, right? And plus, she was so beautiful, girl. Like, she reminded me of my older sister. But it's like we gravitated towards that, and then they just cut it off. Now, she kind of does get into why they cut it off. Crazy. Basically, they wanted it to go the stereotypical route of a black family, and the creator of that show did not want it to go like that. So she was in high school going to Dr. Phillips High School. Now, girl, I went to West Orange County. And back then, I don't know why we had beef with Apopka, but we'd be like West Orange County, and they'll be like APK. Oh my God, I take you back to the football games. But girl, the kids that went to Dr. Phillips, we was like, that's the rich kids. Like, girl, they ain't got nothing to do with us, like for real. And she went over there. That's where they had the theater program at Dr. Phillips High School. And I didn't realize that we kind of grew up close in proximity. And during the same time, me and her are the same age. If give or take a year, I think we actually the same exact age, honestly. But growing up in the same area, the same time frame. So for a lot of what she is saying in this interview about isms. Y'all already know. Y'all know we can't say what we want to say, girl. But you know the ism I'm talking about. That ism that always wants to rear its ugly head, girl. Y'all know that I have, if you watch my Draw My Life, I have stories. And when I heard, now I already liked her because even after that, back when I was rapping, I now y'all know I show so ADHD, so I be all over the word and back road and back. So just hits yeah girl Cadillac. Sorry that rhyme right there. But y'all know how I am. I get back on schedule some type of way. I get back on topic. But usually y'all just rock with me when I be all over the place. But when I was out there rapping in 2005 ish to like six is when I first started rapping, basically trying to free my husband from his wrongful conviction. I thought that was the best way to break his story was through music. When I was turned down to get his story on the news, I thought the next way was okay, news ain't trying to hear it, let's go to the radio, right? I didn't know about all this politics behind music and stuff. I didn't know none of the such. And plus, I'm coming from Orlando, Florida, where basically they called it a desert island. Everybody used to be like, how Orlando has a lot of talent, but there's not a lot of outlets for people to get their talent out. And Orlando has a crab in the bucket mentality, meaning if you got talent and I got talent, rather than us working together, I got to pull you down or you got to pull me down. We both ain't finna get up out this barrel, like for real. And that's one of the things that I believe really made Orlando never a successful area to make it from because of that crab in the bucket mentality. Didn't believe in, like, I believed in supporting everybody. Like I still do that on my TikTok, on my YouTube. I see you doing something. If you're doing something positive, I you're doing something to better yourself, better your family, I'm gonna support you. Like even when people pass out their demos, like that's not even a thing now. But when they were like, yeah, I give you $5 for your demo, and I promise you, I used to listen. Everybody that had me a demo, I used to pop it in my little CD player in my car, and I used to listen to it through. Do you know that's all I ever needed was somebody to listen to me? I had gold. I got some talent, y'all. I really got some talent, God given talent. I had some good music. I had a good product. But the thing was, back then, people judged by the exterior, which they still do. So I wasn't the graphic designer back then. So I didn't have the packaging. I didn't have the photo shoots. I didn't have the money for promo like all the other big artists did. But that musical skill, girl, lyrical skills, I had that. And all it took was, yes, my demo was wrote on with Sharpie. But once you popped that thing in and heard that jam, like, girl, you was gonna be. I'm telling you, I had everybody rocking out to my Net Bones and Collard Green songs. Then I had dudes coming up to me saying how they cried after listening to my demo. My music was deep and it was touching on subjects that the average female rapper does not talk about. Um, and it's like you just want that shot, that chance. You just want to be heard. I know that if you listen to just the drop, you're going to be stuck on it. But people usually don't even, they take your demo and like throw it like a frisbee. But or they back. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was following the deaf bus. We was going to a this is a sidetrack. Y'all already know how Cadillac gets sidetracked, but this is a side note. We were going to a music conference because I was out there trying to really make it. I really thought I had a shot in jail to make it, honestly. And I remember pulling up, like we followed that bus, and it finally stopped at a Publix parking lot. And behind the bus, they had a stack of demos, like from the ground all the way just stacked up of demos that they dumped out the back of the bus. I was like, oh my gosh. Like that's literally, that's that hurt. That's like on Hustle and Flow. When Ludacris character had dropped Terrence Howard, oh his tape, girl, he had a tape. He dropped his tape in the toilet. Not the tape. That's that man blood, sweat, and tears. You drop. Dirty, tell me, please tell me this was a mistake. Dirty, please tell me this was a mistake. It was a mistake. And he said he was about to. He thought he was about to say this was a mistake. He said, "Kiss my." Oh, he made him kiss something. He made him kiss his tape. But girl, like, let me tell you. But yeah, that be that hurt when people won't listen to your music. So I would be out there grinding, right? And back then, Amanda Seals went by the name Amanda Diva. And I would see her on a lot of the flyers for panelists, like people that were already in the industry and in it. They would always have them come in and talk and this and that. Later, I peeped gang, and I realized that they always, because the only thing that they ever really gave you as of advice, honestly, was get yourself big first, and they'll come looking for you. Okay, you're telling me what we already know, right? We already know that. But it was like it was so many steps in between that they were leaving out. How do you get from product to actually being hot in the streets? It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I can do a whole story time on that, the challenges of actually being heard. And now I'm finding out that that game was rigged too. Not only was the justice system rigged, that was rigged too. What's real? What's real around here? Like for real. Like, and is anything real? Girl, but she was going by Amanda Diva, and she was a female rapper, but she still had that poetic flow. I'm a poet as well, so it was so much in common. And I did paint her on my female rappers banner. I remember when I seen her in a Q-Tip video. She had did, was it Q-Tip or Most Def? I think it was Q-Tip. Girl, I was so in love with Q-Tip, girl. Oh my gosh. But I think it was Q-Tip. She had did some collab with him and stuff. But later in the so the interview for me is really good. She talks about some beef between Issa Rae publicist and herself. Not really that she was causing a beef, but it's just basically like beef for no reason. And as she's telling that part of the story, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, gift. Honestly, usually, y'all already know you watch that chosen one content when you are a chosen one, and usually you are when you're so gifted that you literally, I promise you, in my life, I don't know about everybody else, but in my life, those gifts that I have, I literally did not know I have them until one day I tried to do it. Like literally, I did not know I had the gift of drawing until one day. So that means that gift was in me and it was dormant. And one day I picked up a pencil and realized I can draw. Like nobody taught me. Like some of my gifts I did, go through training and stuff, but like that and rapping and stuff like that, no. And poetry, no. I literally just heard someone write a poem and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And I tried it and everybody loved my poetry. So it was like, it's like the gifts are just already there in you, and you just realize one day you can do this and you could do it extremely well. That is a gift. That's just gifts from God. And when you have those type of gifts that are just in you, a lot of times rather than people seeing and helping you get to where clearly there's something special over your life and there's a special purpose and there's a special anointing for you, right? And rather than people helping you get to that stage in life where most people like that are empathic and they want everyone else to succeed as well. So once I get there, you get there. So if you support me, we can make it together, right? But rather than that, people will hate on you and hate you. And that's where a lot of that narcissistic energy. So that whole section where she was talking about that stuff going back and forth with Issa Rae's publicist, to me that sounded like a narcissistic situation where I don't know if it's true. I'm just going from what I'm being told in this story from this side, unless the publicist come with her side or whatever, because we always know there's more than one side to a story, right? Stories are not flat, just like a case is not flat. It's a cube. You need to know all sides, right? But it sounded like the publicist was a narc, basically, and that Amanda's like kind of like chosen one, basically. And narcs always come from chosen ones, and you don't even come for them. You don't even know why people are coming for you. You don't know why people hate you because you're literally the kindest, gentlest soul. Like, so you really can't understand. And it makes you think, well, if people have this much real hate for me, it's got to be something wrong with me. And that's where a lot of that self doubt and that, and Amanda did seem to infer to that, right? Refer to stuff like that, that she was going through things and it was like mentally like making her unstable and stuff like that. So that was kind of relatable, that part. But girl, she got to, when she said that the ism she had to deal with at Disney, right? As a dancer. And she was in some type of dance group, and they told her, girl, the only reason you here is because you black. And she's like, it's not my talent. Like, how you gonna tell me it's because I'm black? So she started pointing out times when growing up in Orlando, Florida, she had to deal with isms. Then she refers to another time when her teacher tried to tell her something and she actually knew the true history behind what her teacher was telling her. And she tried to correct the teacher because she knew the true history behind it. and she basically was gonna get in trouble because of it. The teacher, I don't know if she wrote her up or something like that. I would have to go back to pinpoint exactly what she said, but somehow she got in trouble for correcting the teacher. And she was saying that it was because she was the only black girl in school that the teacher didn't want. And then Shannon Sharp was like, "Is it because you all that talking basically? You talk like you wasn't getting in trouble because of that, and then you don't be correcting adults when adults talk. You be quiet and stuff like that." So she was basically trying to say that it's isms, and he was trying to say no, maybe you were just being disrespectful, basically. Okay, so then she also talks about I think she gave another instance where she was dealing with isms, right, growing up. And when she talked about that, being the only black girl in her school in Orlando, Florida, and she said it outright, Orlando, Florida back in the 90s was our ist. If I'm lying, I'm flying. It made me reflect. I'm like, do you know I grew up? I've been trying to tell y'all for a million and 1 years since the beginning. When I first started telling you the story about my husband wrongfully convicted, excessively sentenced in the state of Florida, and many things were done wrong in his case, but artism has its ugly head in my husband's case as well. And I've had many people tell me that that had nothing to do with it. Now, the difference between Florida, now, first, I was the only black girl in my school, in my elementary school. I was one of two black children in the school, all white school, all white town. I finds out the true history of this town as an adult, that it was a thriving black community. But like parallel to Rosewood, they drove out black people from that community. And around the time that we moved back in this area is when black people first started kind of coming back to this area since they drove them out, right? And it wasn't no nice driving out. It was basically like what they did in Rosewood, right? And it's, growing up, I did not know. Like, it's crazy the level of what I went through as a child, listening to her account, being the only black child. Literally, I didn't know I was black until someone told me I was black. A little girl told me I was black, and I ran home and told my mother, like, this girl called me black. And my mother's like, Keita, you are black? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm brown, you're yellow, and they're pink. Like, literally, children see the color, especially by me being an artist. I seen colors, but I didn't know I was an artist back then, right? But we see colors. We just see different, like even on our cartoons, we see different um, color animals. Like you see blue animals, you see the vibrant color animals, but they all get along on cartoon. So basically, the children are thinking like we're all just human. It's just my brown friend and my pink friend and my yellow friend, not knowing that it's black and white. And I was told some things riding the school bus. Yep, you see that lake over there? Them trees over there? That's where they used to. And I'm like I'm literally just finding out I'm black, right? Now I'm finding out that people hated people like me. Like, why? And then Black History Month come up, And I was learning this for the first time, history that I'm learning for the first time as a child in elementary. And everybody's looking over at me uh, like, let me tell you, this one, this is not so crazy. I just told Money I was gonna tell this story, right? So this is y'all already know how I had shaved my hair off because they used to make fun of my cornrows, which now I see Caucasian girls and women wearing braids and cornrows, and it takes me aback because I'm like I was literally made fun of and ridiculed to the point where I shaved my head because of these braids, and now you wear them. And it just made me like literally, if I grew up in this age, would I have been made fun of as much as I was as a child? Would I have all those emotional scars that I have now as an adult, you know? But this is crazy. This is a side note too. So I'm in an all white school, only black girl. Already they talking about my hair, my to the point where I cut my cornrows off. And I remember my mama, this was the time where everybody had a jury curl. Girl, let me tell you, everybody had the jury curl. It reminded me of House Party when he said, with that curl in your hair, you better not never do nothing wrong. Police ain't gonna have no trouble finding you. All they have to do is say, fold drip, fold drip, fold drip. That was so funny. But it was like the activator curl, right? The curl activator. So you already know that as you get older, black people, what we do to our hair and stuff like that, your hair usually starts to break at a certain age. And I remember my mama was gonna give me a jerry curl. And I said, I was so against it. I was already picked on. I'm like, oh my God. I said, okay, mom, the only way you could do it is if you give me the kind of curl that Michael Jackson has. It has to look like Michael Jackson, or I cannot wear it. I'm not gonna wear it. And she was like, okay, you can look just like Michael Jackson. Do you know I didn't look nothing like Michael Jackson after they put that Jerry curl in my head? My hair was not that smooth, long curl like Michael Jackson had. And remember the time where he could do like this and the little curls was like just waving and stuff like my Jerry curl was not like that. Number one, she cut it to that short. That short. Then they put that little curl in it, and it wasn't the body wave curl. It was the little super curly curl. And I only had about that much hair. Oh my god. Okay. It was okay. I had a cap on my head. Mm-hmm. So this is me in school. Then my teacher, they do the pledge allegiance. And the teacher's like, Kita, you're gonna have to remove your cap for the pledge. And I'm like, I'm not removing this cap. Um, Kita, you're gonna have to remove that cap for the pledge. I'm not removing my cap. Girl, they snatched my cap off. I had that fresh Jerry curl. It was about that long, girl. Do you know how long I was made fun of? Like, girl. But yeah, so I really felt her pain, like when she was. I'm just joking and playing around and stuff, but that's how I deal with a lot of my pain as well, by joking and playing around. I'm a very sarcastic, humorous type person. But yeah, I really felt that interview. It made me feel like I had a twin spirit. Like I wasn't so much of the outcast. Y'all know how I say I'm the outcast. I'm the black sheep, and I can't find nobody that really understands me. And I promise you, after listening to that to her interview, I felt very much understood and very much heard. I would love to talk to Miss Amanda Seals. Like, girl, we from the same place, and when you said you grew up as the only Black girl. So now I'm thinking, girl, what did they put just one black girl in each school? Like for real. Like, and we grew up that close together. That is so crazy. But she's big time now. But all right, guys. So I am gonna go. Me and my sister, we about to watch Scarface, and my little granddaughter is in there. I'm about to journal and watch Scarface, and just I guess I don't know. I ain't even got too much time left in this day, girl. But thank you for joining me, guys, and hiss your girl Cadillac.